It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. Hope all the little flockulators are doing well today. So we've been talking about the last 7 years in the life of the grandson of Right Thought. Since being plucked out of the earth, what have the years been like since that plucking? And so far, everything that I've talked about has all taken place in the year 2018. That all happened in 1 year. Everything that I've described so far. The end of 2018 is when I got the Audi and headed back to Detroit. And there were many, many things I told you that happened during those travels in the year 2018, a lot of which I've told you guys, and there's a few more I could tell. For instance, there was one day, this is while I was in Tennessee, and I was just sitting like I always do. Like I said, I lived under the bridge, and I would come up top and just see what happened that day. But one of those particular days, I'm just sitting there, and there's a group of people, maybe 3 men, 2 women, something like that. Well, they come into the little area where I was sitting, park bench or whatever there. They came over there and they start talking. And they're like, what are you guys doing here? Speaking of me and the witness, they're like, what are you guys doing over here? And we're like, hey, just trying to see what we can come across, see what we can get into. And so the guy's like, well, what do you guys need? We started saying a few little items that we needed or whatever the case may be. And I happen to have a $20 bill. So the guy's like, well, I have a car. But I told you, we were just on foot living under a bridge. But this guy's like, well, I have a car. So I can run and go get the items for you. I don't mind. Because we had no way of going and getting these things. But he was like, I can go get it for you. I have a car right here. Well, it wasn't his car. It was just his friend's car. And so he gets the $20 and he hops in the car with his friend. I said, sure. I gave him the $20. So he jumps in the car with his friends and everything, and they go off. I never see the guy again. He never comes back. So, of course, a lot of people would say, oh, that was foolish, you trusting that man. And, well, love your neighbor as you love yourself and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If someone gave me $20 because I told them that I had a car and could get them the items that they were searching for easily for them by having a car, then I would actually go and do that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I'm going to love my neighbor. Same way that I would do him, that's what I would expect him to do for me. You see? But I never see the guy. So that was my last $20. So now we're just like, oh, well, hey, guess that's what that guy decided to do. And mind you, these were all drug addicts. The guy that had the car was on heroin or something, because I heard them talking about it. He was trying to get some and this, that, and the other. You see? So to make a long story short, the guy's like, he dips off with his friends. So I go on with my life. Well, maybe about a week later or 2 or 3 days later, maybe, I don't know. Some time later, I'm just sitting on a bench by a gas station. I watch this here little flock while people say, you were stupid for giving that guy and trusting that guy. You were stupid. You only had $20. You gave him your last. Look what happened. That was dumb. All right, so a couple days later, I'm sitting on a bench outside of a gas station. And I'm sitting there and I see a guy coming across the street, walking. It's the same guy that took the $20. Y'all see that little flock? But he don't see me, but I see him. So he's walking and he's talking to some people. He's like, hey, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he's just talking to some people across the street. He doesn't see me. So I start walking toward him. Well, before he ever realized I was there, I was already on it right behind him, literally on his neck. I tapped him on the shoulder. He turned around and when he saw me, he just froze. He just froze. I said, relax, man, relax. I said, where's my $20 I gave you? And he goes, oh, man, you know what? damn, man, you right, bro. You right. I took that 20. I'm gonna make it right, man. I'm gonna make it right. Come follow me, man. I'm gonna make it right. It's all right. He's staying in a motel right there. I mean, we're right in the parking lot, right adjacent to the motel. So we walk right across to the motel. He goes right in his room, and he comes back and he reimburses me the $20. And then he says to me, when he gives it to me, he says, "Thank you." And I said, "For what?" And he said, "You could have handled that a whole totally different way. So thank you." So what do you guys think he meant when he said you could have handled that a totally different way? What do you guys think he meant? I do what I want people to do to me. So if I did happen to get somebody for $20, shuck and jive on somebody and get $20 out of them, and then they catch me later on and say, all I want is my $20 back. And I have it to give it back, and then I give it back to them, and they say, that's all, have a good day. I consider that grace. Because if I was to say, hey, brother, you could have handled that totally different. What's the different than what you did, which was give grace? Judgment. You could have beat my ass right now, man. You could have robbed me. You could have took everything from me, and you would have been justified in doing it because of what I did to you. I lied to you that day because I just wanted to take that $20 and get some heroin. That's what I did with it. Instead, I just needed you as a way to get the 20. But now that I'm caught facing you with no way out, I have nowhere to, I didn't even expect you to be standing there. That's how Abba do it. That's what I'm telling you, little flock, about how you never need to worry. You never need to consider anything a loss. Never do. Don't look back and turn to a pillar of salt. Because watch this here. Lot was told not to look back. Lot and his family, don't look back. We know what the woman did. We know what she did. Now, I want to ask you guys, isn't that where they lived? So where do you live? Now, I want you to look around your house, especially if you live in a place that you have either lived there for a very long time or it's a family, passed down. If you look around that place, think about all the belongings. Think about all the valuable pictures and valuable photo albums and records and jewelry and rings that have been passed down and all kinds of things, right? So then if Abba suddenly came to you in the middle of the night while you were sleeping and woke you up and said, get out of this city right now and don't look back. You knew it was Abba saying it. Get out of this city right now and don't look back. That means all your photo albums, you'd have to leave them. That means all the ring passed down from granny and all this, you got to leave it. You ain't got time to die. So you got to get to moving. Just like the Israelites were told. Have your shoes on, have your staff in your hand and everything, and be ready to go when I tell you to. You see? Because if you look back, you're going to turn to a pillar of salt. So it is with when you take losses in life, perceived, I call them losses, because it just want to make you seem like it's a loss. It ain't. It's a gain. And if you take what looks like a loss and you just patiently wait to be restored because you've been wronged, as you can see from my experience and testimony, you will have the person right there dead to rights. How do I know that will happen? That's why I don't fret. Because I saw it happen to David, guys. David is Abba's beloved. He's a great example to use if you want to understand how to be in the bosom of the Father. What kind of character you must have. What kind of heart you must have. Because that's what's mentioned about David. Because that's what Abba judges. Abba made David king. So that means that's Abba's pick for Israel's king. A man like David is. Because that's who Abba picked. So David was a man picked because of his heart. Not because of his stature. Not because of his bank account, not because of his friends, not because of his status, not because of his lineage, not because of the place that he was born in, not because of any of that, but because of the man's heart. And so what did he do when he had Saul dead to rights? What did he do? Did he kill Saul? Now remember, Saul was trying to kill him. So most cowards in the world, if they catch the man that's been trying to kill them, what are they going to do? They're going to kill him. So then they can rest from the threat of him ever coming, killing him, right? But if you don't have that thought, if you're not afraid and not worried because you know Abba will protect you, then you will do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm the anointed. So was Saul. So if that's the case, I don't want to be harmed or killed or anything, so then I won't kill him. Touch not the Lord's anointed. Ain't that why David said he didn't touch Saul? You're anointed, man. I'm not touching you. Even though you seek to touch me, that's what David said. And he held his garment up as proof to say, I could have slit your throat, but I didn't. You could have handled that a whole different way. Might as well, Saul had said, because Saul wept and cried. Why, guys? Why did he do that? Why did he weep and did he cry? Why? And why did he say, you're a better man than me? Why did he say that? Because he gave him grace. That's why. He didn't seek to harm him or hurt him in any way. Matter of fact, he preserved his life. You see that there, little flock? Even the man who sought to slay him, he loved him as well. Now, do you see why God chose him? Now, do you see? His grace, his mercy is with his saints. His saints know his grace and mercy, and they live according to it. And that's why the world thinks that they're unclean. That's why. But they can't deny the word. Just like Yahushua said, you can't deny the word that I'm speaking to you. You can't. You just find some outward reason to not believe it. You see that, little flock? That's it. So like I said, when that man said to me, you could have handled this a totally different way, dude. That's what he was saying. You could have killed me. You could have beat my ass, man. You could have did something really bad to me. I know what I did to you. I know I took advantage of you. I know I did. And now here you is, got the drop on me, and you didn't. All you asked was to be restored from what was taken. That was it. Where's my 20? That's what I said. Where's the 20 I gave you? Then he reimbursed me, and we went on our separate ways, and nobody had to lose their damn life or be beaten. You see, guys? Oh, man, that guy just robbed you, man. You better go get your money from him. Go get my money from him. Guys, oh, goodness gracious. I have what I need. I have what I need. So a man that has what he needs, does he fret about $20 being taken from him? Does he even care? It's like a drop of a bucket, isn't it? See how you got to come out of slave living? $20 is a whole lot of money, man. No, the fuck it ain't. No, in the hell it isn't. So don't treat it like it's very valuable. Treat it as such. That's what Christ said when he said, render unto Caesar what's his. Render unto God what's his. That's what he's really saying to you. Value the valuable thing. Guys, why place value on a piece of paper you can wipe your ass with? Why make that value? Use it according to the purpose that you need it for, like rendering to Caesar. Pay the taxes so that we don't offend people that are going to get mad if we don't. So go ahead on and pay the taxes that Caesar's asking for. Go ahead. See? Just like when you go to the grocery store. Okay, pay the money they want for the groceries. Here you go. Get your groceries. Get your gas. You give them some money. So we use it for what it's for. But let's not elevate it as if it's more than what it is. My relationship between this brother has now learned something, has now experienced something he did not expect, which he would not have experienced if I had valued that money over my brother. Can you hear it today? Love believes all things, hopes all things. So love trusts. And so love is offensive to the world because of those qualities. Let me say them again in case you guys didn't hear me. A lot of people think they know love, but they really don't know it. They really don't know it at all. I'm going to tell you just like Yahushua said. People think they know the Father, but they don't. And if I say I don't know the Father, then I'm a liar like you guys are. Yahushua straight be telling them that they liars. Telling them that they're the hypocrites and every damn thing else. You see that? Straight saying it. So as you can see, this man learned something that day. Grace. So I made it right. I gave him back. So then no one lost anything. You didn't lose anything, and I didn't lose anything. Did I? The man that saw this 20 get put out of my hand to that man said I lost it. Well, then how come I'm standing here with it? Why am I? And then that 20 that I got back from that guy was multiplied and turned into $65. So then I got a double blessing. See, instead of just getting that little 20, yeah, okay, that's cool and everything, that little 20. But I got more. See, because God gonna bless you if you do what he wants you to do. See that there? So that's another thing that happened in when I was down there in Tennessee in 2018. You see that there? But like I told you guys, I had got to Audi and got up out of there and got back to Detroit. And I've told this story too, about how I got back to Detroit and got hooked up with this guy that I've known for many years. When I got back to Detroit, I didn't have anywhere to go. I did have the car, but I didn't have anywhere to go. So he was like, hey, you guys can stay here with me and my baby mama, right? So we were like, all right, cool. Me and the witness went there, went to sleep, finally was able to lay in a bed and go to sleep. And this started the year 2019. And this year started another test. So I'm now with this guy. And this guy is getting phone calls from a so-called business partner of his that he has wronged, according to this man on the phone. And now the man on the phone wants to kill him. And I can hear the guy on the phone saying it while we're riding in the car. When I see you, it's on sight, nigga, I'm gonna kill your ass, nigga. I know what you did, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. The guy I'm riding with is just sitting there laughing and everything. Yeah, all right, man. All right, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, all right. He hangs up the phone. I'm like, what the heck is that all about? Now we're riding in the Audi. See this, guys? So this tells you within the time frame of when I got back from Tennessee to where this happens. Nigga just came from living under a bridge, living in perilous situation, living on faith every day, to now coming back home thinking he's going to be in a better situation. But actually now he hears this news. This guy is hot right now. He's got people looking to murder him. I'm in the car with him. So this guy takes it upon himself to say, hey, man, I'm going to hit these niggas before they hit me. He get up the next day and go and do what he got to do. Luckily, nobody was harmed, but there was some harm trying to be done. Bullet holes to prove it. And so he was like, yeah, you see that, my man? You see I ain't playing, right? Yeah, man, damn, man. My son was in the car, man. You could have killed my son, man. Hey, man, I told you I wasn't playing, bro. Don't talk that rah-rah shit to me, okay? Yeah, man, whatever, bro, man. Whatever, bro. This shit over with, man. You're not my boy no more, man. Fuck that shit. I can't fuck with you no more. All right, it is what it is, bro. It's over, though. It's over, though. Click. Oh, boy. All right. Hey, man, let's go ride. Let's go ride. Okay. So then we get in the car. We go right into the hood, right? We pull up in the hood and shit. This young kid, about 18 years old, come out of a trap house. He gets in the back seat. He goes, hey, bro. He talking to the guy I'm riding with. Hey, bro, who is this? He like, hey, man, that's bro, man. It's cool. Don't worry about it. He's sitting in the back seat. I'm in the passenger seat. The guy's driving. The guy I'm staying with is driving. And he goes, the guy in the back seat, he goes, hey, man, you know I got that thing on me, right? He like, hey, man, okay, cool. He like, yeah, because we got to go shoot a sale. We got to go shoot a sale. They about to go shoot a drug sale, okay? So he got his thing on him. Well, he's sitting behind me. So I'm just sitting in the passenger seat. He's like, you sure this guy is cool, man? You know, we doing this shit right in front of him. He's like, he cool, I'm telling you. Don't worry about it, bro. He cool, man. All right, man, because I'm telling you, man, if I got to let him have one, I'm going to let him have one. He's sitting behind me. I'm like, okay, guy, if you really think you're going to do that, you're going to have to pay the ABBA for that, but just chill. I ain't no threat. So I'm just sitting there chilling. They did the little sale that they was going to do. He went and dropped my man's back on off, and we went on riding. So some time goes on, some more. And this guy says to me, hey, man, what you want to do, man? What you really want to do? I said, man, you know what I want to do. Make music, that is. He's like, let's make some music. Let's go to the studio. I remember he making all this money, selling all these drugs, shooting all these moves. He making all this money. He's like, let's go to the studio. All right, cool. So we go to the studio, making music and shit. He like, man, damn, man, I didn't know you was this talented, man. Damn, man, we got to do this shit every week. We start going to the studio every week. Meanwhile, he's doing his little thing on the side, you see. So he asked me, guys, now watch this. Like I said, I'm living with him and his baby mom. Me and the witness are living there. And he just comes one day and he says, that thing that you was teaching me about. See, I have been teaching him the thing, right? He said, that thing you teaching me about. He said, it'll work. Like, it can make me rich. I'm like, if that's what your heart desires is, yeah. But remember, the scripture says this. Yeah, okay. Well, can you do it with me? I said, sure. So we sat in his car, listened to some music, and we did the thing. You see that? Well, a couple months later, I get a phone call from this guy. Now, he came one day before I get the phone call. One day while we were living together, he comes one day and says, hey, the people that own the house that I'm living in, they don't want you here, rent free. Even though it's a 2-family flat. He stays in the upstairs flat. The bottom flat is completely gutted. There's no walls. There's just the frames and shit. It's old as hell. The carpet is pulled out. There's no resident staying in there. So I was staying in one of those bedrooms that was gutted like that. But one room down there did have walls and a door. So that's where me and the witness stayed at. You see? While they stayed upstairs in the furnished flat. But he came down one day and was like, hey, man, they don't want you in here, man. They said you live here rent free and shit. You got to go. So I left and went on and moved into a bando. You see, where you see a lot of my videos. You see that there, little flock? A lot of my videos are done in that bando with the cracks in the wall and paint chips and everything. You see that there? Well, while I was there, like I said, just 2019, 2020, around that time, 2019. While I'm at the bando, I get a call from this guy one day. He says, hey, man, that shit worked, man. I'm on my way home right now, man. That shit worked, bro. We rich, bro. We did it, man. I'm like, wow, that was kind of quick. He's like, it worked, man. We rich. I'm on my way. Well, he gets back to town. He pulls up in a new Challenger that he paid cash for. You see? That he paid cash for. Got a Montclair winter coat on and some Gucci shoes and pockets full of bands. I mean, just rubber band up. And he's like, let's go to the studio, man. So we go to the studio. And while we're sitting in there, he's supposed to be celebrating this big financial gain we done got, right? He's like, man, thanks, man, for teaching me that, bro. This shit work. It's real, bro. He's like, now the whole time we've been talking about this before leading up to getting this money, he's talking about how we're going to do this and go here and be in this place and be this, doing this together and doing that together and driving these together and doing all this stuff together. But when he gets the money, I'm living in the bando. He pulls up in the Challenger with all the fancy clothes and everything and the bands. Picks me up. I'm wearing the same busted clothes I had been wearing that I got from him. You see? When I came back, I didn't have any clothes. I had what I had on. That's what I had on when I came back to Detroit, what I was wearing that day. That's all I had. So he gave me some clothes. Whatever the clothes I had on when I was living in the bando. You see that? So he get to the studio. I'm about to go into the booth and do my recording. And right when I get into the booth, he comes in there behind me, pulls out like $30,000 and puts it in my hand. He's like, look, bro, look at this, look. I'm just holding it in my hand and shit. I'm like, wow, shit. 100, all fat and shit. I'm like, wow, yeah, you ain't lying, man. Manifestation. What did I tell you? He's like, man, it's just true. You right, bro. He reaches and grabs the money back and puts it back in his pocket. And then he starts telling me, man, I was going to give you like 50,000. I was going to give you like 50,000, man, but I got to get a little bit more. When I get up about 1.5 million, then I'm going to break you out. 50,000, 1.5. I'm going to break you off. So when we got done recording the song, we drive back to the bando. No electricity in the dead of winter. Snow is all up and everything. And he drops me off. I've told this story before. He drops me off at the bando. Nor did he give me $5 or $1 or 50 cents. Y'all hear that today? He drove on off. Well, he ended up crashing that Challenger and totaling it. Not too long after that, maybe like a week after that, he ended up totaling that thing. Oh boy, y'all see that today, little flock? And mind you, this guy's like a habitual felony offender. So every time he would get arrested while I was there or get pinned up or got a court date, he's calling me. Please, man, pray, man, do the thing, man. Do the thing you do, man. Please pray for me, man. Come on, man, I love you. I love you. I love you, man. Do the thing. I love you. Okay. And for a while I did, until I just couldn't deny what I saw in that man's heart. I just couldn't deny it anymore. You're just selfish, selfishly motivated. And what really was the kicker was one day we were talking, and this is one of the last times we hung out. This is like 2021, maybe 22, maybe even. I don't know. But this is one of the last times we were around each other. And I asked him, I said, "You'll do anything for money?" And he said, "I'll do anything for money." Reminded me of that man in the Bible that loved to hold the bag because he bare what was put therein. Like how I told you his pockets were. But the commandment is to love your brother as yourself. Now, when you asked for my help to produce this, I gave you it with all I had. But when it came time for you to break bread with me and share with me, you didn't even give me a crumb. You just flashed what you had in front of me and said, "Ain't we doing it? Ain't we doing it?" While you got the brand new diamonds, $20,000 chain on, rocking the Amiri. While you coming by and shit flashing in front of the family. You see? While I still got the same clothes on that are faded because I've been in the sun walking too many miles. So you part ways. And you don't hate your brother. You just have compassion. But you part ways. And so I had to. You see that, little flock? Now this message is not going to be very long because I'm busy today. I've been busy the last couple of days, y'all. I really have been. But I figured it would be remiss of me not to continue with this messages about the 7, you see? So as you can see, little flock, it's from one vicissitude to another, one test to another, throughout the whole entire 7 years. And there are many more. The relationship, the true relationship that Abba gives you, it will be tested. You see? Because the question is not whether someone else is kind. The question is not whether someone else is keeping God's commandments. It's not about whether someone else is doing it right or not. Even though most people spend their time on that. It's not what it's about. It's about whether you are. It's about whether you are. So if you're not patient, then it will be made manifest. And then you'll know that it was not loving is what you did. And all those who fall short in the end and are judged accordingly to that, it will be because they did not love. Remember, when the Comforter comes, he shall reprove the world of sin because they believe not on me. That's the error. Hope you guys understand that. You don't believe Yahushua. You don't believe the commandment he gave. I told you, many will come and say, I did this and I did this and I did this. But if you don't do it with love, then you didn't do anything. So why do y'all cast love out? Why do you dismiss it as if you can? If you don't have anything and you are nothing without it, then why do you go forth through life without it? Why? What's better? What's more value to you? I told you about the guy. His baby mama, like, he came in here $250,000 and told me to put it under the mattress. So the man you say you love, who taught you how to do this, who you tell this man, he would tell me, bro, man, I love you for what you did, man. For what you taught me, man. I didn't know none of this shit until you taught me this. So I'm going to always respect you for that, man. I'm going to always love you for that. But now you got $250,000 and I'm living in the bando broke. But you love me. So the scripture says, We don't love in word and in tongue. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But we love in word and in deed. That's not what it say. So what kind of deeds are you doing? Excuse me, deed and in truth. What kind of deeds are you doing? What are you truly doing? We know what you say, and we know how you appear. Oh, I'm doing something good. I'm doing the right thing. You can say that with your mouth all you want, but your deeds will show. See that little flock? So, bearing it, it's truly what it's about that you'll learn. That's my part of love that needs to increase. Because what does love do? See what I'm saying to y'all, little flock? Love bears all things. So it can bear that. It can bear him pulling up in the nice car and dropping me off and saying, all right, man, I love you, man. Okay, it's negative 20 degrees. I'm about to go in here and lay on this hard ass floor and ball up under some blankets. You love me? It's a hell of a way of showing it. See what I mean, little flock? But when you ask me to do my part, like I said, I'm willing to do it all the way. You see, people are always trying to take advantage because they think they're going to get something. So as you can see from those particular two stories I told you about today, from the guy when I came back and the guy when I was in Tennessee, they both thought that they were getting something of value while using their brother. You see? Oh, he gave me $20, trusted me. Shit, I'm going to use that trust to my own gain. Hell yeah, I'm about to get high off that shit. Fuck that nigga. See how it's about not loving your brother? That's all it is. Now, somebody would say he stole. Okay, you may say that, but I told you he didn't steal because I got the 20 back plus. So then it wasn't stealing. It was that he did not love his brother. And that's why he said you could have handled that differently. I know what I did was wrong. I know it. All right, then. So here's your opportunity to make it right, because I'm going to give you the opportunity to make it right. The world won't. Ask that woman caught in adultery. Ask. I told y'all, stony bricks was for stony-hearted people. That's what it's meant for. Hard-hearted folks. And when you read about God's people, that's what he called them a whole lot. And when you go forth out among them, then you see it. They're total opposite of love. So Abba has to show mercy to them because they're so far away from it. You see what I'm saying? While thinking they're in it. See? Some people only do the things that they do to get something in return from you. Whether it's you talking to them, it's your time, it's you sitting with them, it's you talking on the phone with them, it's you going places with them. So, and what do I mean? A brother may say, hey man, I'm about to go get something to eat, man, let's go. I'll buy it, I'm buying. And you're like, oh shit, I'm hungry too, I ain't had no money. So yeah, I'll take that meal. And you go and you eat the meal with him. But now he wants to drive around for 10 hours with you, driving all around, talking with his friends and shit, you hanging out. You're like, damn, drop me off, man. You see, he really just wanted you to hang out all day. So he's work iniquity. So then he really didn't do anything for you. He really didn't buy you lunch. You see what I'm trying to explain about how things really go? It's about loving. Love rejoices in truth, not in lies. Why didn't you just tell the truth? Hey man, you mind hanging out with me today? Yeah, I don't really feel like it. Oh, okay. But you're not willing to take no for an answer. So they trick. Y'all understand that? So Yahushua says, give, hoping for what in return? What do he say? Hoping for nothing in return, right? So isn't that different than what I just told you that people do? Men that give a woman some diamonds. He think he's giving her a very expensive, valuable thing. But why did you give them? Shit, I just wanted her favor. I wanted her on me. I wanted her attention on me. So if I do this nice shit, then that'll get her attention on me. So then you didn't give her anything. Because guess what, guys? When you give somebody something and somebody asks why, the answer is simple. It should be because I love you. Let everything you do be done with love, or else you haven't done anything. See, I mean, is it hard to understand this or what? So then if I do it with love, now I've done it. That's right, because you've done it undefiled. You've done it perfect and untainted. You see that there? A lot of people don't give because they they suspect what the other person's going to do with the thing they give them. Well, are you giving it lovingly when you do that? All you gonna do is drink it up. All you gonna do is spend it on this. Is that giving lovingly or giving begrudgingly? Sounds pretty damn begrudging to me. So in other words, that means it's not loving. It's gonna always boil to that. Because if you start rattling off commandments, even the 10 commandments, I'm gonna ask you, is it love? Because watch this. Don't commit adultery. Is it loving to do that? No. Don't lie. Is it loving to do that? No. Don't bear false witness. Is it loving to do that? No. You notice how they're all having the same answer? No. So then it all can be summed up in love. Then you won't fuck up. Oh, so now when I go out, I should just love. And that Yahushua's new commandment? Yes, it is. Well, then it makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense to me. So when you're sent out and you're traveling and you're going, each year that passes by, as you go through the 7 years, each year that passes by, you become more and more and more content, understanding why the injustices that you go through, understanding why. And you're going to have that little voice in your head sometime that's going to creep in to say, you've missed out, or you didn't take advantage of your opportunity. Man, you could have got that. You could have got this. You could have did that to manipulate that person to get that out of them. Man, you could have did that and tricked them and tricked that. But it wouldn't be loving if I did any of that stuff, would it? That's the only thing my mind thinks about. I don't complicate it. That's a very light burden. Is it loving or not? That's the only thought I have. You have a whole bunch of other damn thoughts about other damn things. I don't, because that's burdensome and heavy. That's not light like Yahushua said his is. It's very light if you ask me. Is it loving? That man that came back and was like, oh shit, yeah. Here, come on, man. Here, I'll reimburse you. Now, was that loving? So he went from unloving, which was stealing, lying, and all that other shit the Bible says don't do. He went from doing that to seeing a man not hold a grudge or judge him for what he did, but simply just say, restore it back balance. Because the Bible says that. It says you are going to restore to the last farthing, nigga. So don't dig a hole. That's what I would say. Don't make a debt. And there is only one debt. What you guys think it is. That's all. Love. That's the only debt you owe. So you're going to build a big ass debt if you don't love, right? The debt that you're building is not loving, right? Every act you do that is not a loving act is going against your damn credit score. It's dropping your damn credit score. You see that little flock? But every loving act you do, what's the response with that? Ching ching covers a multitude of sins. Ching ching, ching ching. Y'all see this truck? Do y'all see that light? Y'all see that truck? Do y'all see that light? That dude said, I ain't got time to stop. Shit. I ain't got time. So y'all see that today, little flock? I just wanted to come out and drop a little bit more on y'all to show y'all, as y'all can see, that it's continual testing to see if you were going to lash, to see if you were going to open your mouth, to see if you're going to scream, to see if you're going to do all kinds of things. No, I'm going to do what Yahushua did. Hey man, give me that $35,000 back. Okay. I'm gonna give you some. Okay. Why am I not getting mad and saying, hey man, what the fuck, bro? You lying, bro. It been 5 years, you ain't gave me shit. 4 years, you ain't gave me shit. How come I'm not doing that? He still didn't give me anything. I moved on with life. I see him from time to time, and when I see him, I don't hold any grudges against him. Why y'all think that is? Why do you think I never asked for anything from him when he said I was going to do it? How come I'm not going, well, when you said you were going to do it, when you're going to do it, when you're going to do it? You said you were. When are you going to do it? You said you were. How come I'm not doing that? Because love come out the heart. If you want to do something loving, then do it. But something is hindering you. Something is stopping you from doing it. Something is stopping you from making it right and paying the debt you owe. What is that? And this is one of those guys who knows the scriptures, like I told you, because I taught it to him, who eats clean. He doesn't eat meat. Y'all see what I'm saying about this shit? How people try to act like that's going to make you righteous. I'm proving to you it don't. That's why I laugh at people that think it do. I laugh at people that think works of their filthy ass hands make them clean. It don't. It don't. The Bible was clear what makes you clean. You are now clean by the washing of the word that I have spoken to you. And the word that he spoke was to love. That's what makes you a clean man, is loving people. It's not hard to understand. It's turning the other cheek when somebody smack you, like I've described to you guys that I've been doing for the last 7 years. You're going to have to do it too. So all of this shit you think is going to make you clean and make you righteous is going to fall by the wayside, because Moses was the schoolmaster that brings you to Christ. And once you get to Christ, Moses go on retirement. Now hear him. Hear what he got to say. Love. That's what I say. That's the new commandment I give. All right, then. That's what he said. So his word remained in us. The word that made us clean. You see that there, little flock? That's all you got to focus on today, is whether you have loved. Because the scripture says she was forgiven much sin because she loved much. I told you guys, y'all think something else valuable? Do you? Well, all right. No greater love have a man than this, that he give his life for his friend. The greatest of these is love. Love conquers all. Okay, let me say it like this, since a lot of people don't seem to get that. If we were at war, and let's say I was the president of the United States, and we were at war with a couple other nations, and they said, hey man, we got this weapon, this bomb, we're going to do this to you. And then I say, okay, my weapon conquers all. The greatest of all is my weapon. If you have not used my weapon, then you have not used the weapon at all. Is that not what the Bible says about love? Now, listen to how it sounds about the weapon. That's a pretty unstoppable, unfuckwittable weapon, isn't it? So then why act silly about it? I don't. I know true value. Thank you very much. Salawat, Mr. Allah.